Today we have the honor to speak with one of professional wrestling's most notorious personalities. He is a veteran in the business and is brought up in almost every heated conversation between wrestling fans. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is Mantaur.
Ooh, Mantaur in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing well today. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you on the show. As much as I would like to just continue to call you Mantaur, I will call you Mike if that's all right.
Hey, that's fine by me. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner, brother.
All right. Well, I think that everybody does, unfortunately for you, or maybe fortunately for you, no matter what you do in your life, you're going to be known probably most by Mantaur. How does that, are you okay with that?
Well, you know what? At least people remember me for something. That's my motto. I think the thing that most people think about is that crazy ass bullhead that Vince McMahon made for me that he spent a fortune on that I only wore a half a dozen times. So every time I get a call for a booking or somebody wants an autograph signing, that's the first question they ask me. Hey, do you still have that bullhead of yours? You know what? If I had that bullhead, I would be richer now than I would make more money now than I made when I was wrestling for the WWE and actually wearing the thing, because that's what everybody remembers. But you know what? At least they remember something. So I guess that's not all a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, no. Now, speaking of meeting fans, you'll be joining us at the New England Fan Fest June 27th in Rhode Island. Are you excited about meeting all your fans on the East Coast?
Oh, most definitely. I have a huge fan base on the East Coast. I lived up there for a little while, wrestled a little bit in the ECW, of course, with the WWE, WWF traveling all over the East Coast. I can't wait for the New England Fan Fest on Saturday, the 27th of June. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to be up there promoting myself, of course. And actually, I just was in a few movies right before Christmas, so I'm going to be promoting the three movies that I was in as well. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm just happy to, that people still want to see my face. So yeah, it's all good.
Now, I think two of the movies, Toxic Tutu, right?
Yes.
And there was another one. Do you know where the fans can actually find out any more about these movies, or are they?
Oh, actually, Toxic Tutu is based off the 1980s movie The Toxic Avenger with Mark Torgl, and it's a documentary based off his life 30 years later. And the toxicity is running wild now throughout the whole entire world. This is going to be a major film. It's going to be a huge hit. I'm very excited. The producer Joe Nardelli is out of Manhattan, New York, and what a wonderful guy to work with. The other movie that I was in, I actually it's called Family Property 2: More Blood. That was filmed in Martinsville, Virginia, and the other one I just did for a little experience. So I really don't want to get too much into that one.
Okay, all right. Well, keep an eye out for those. And now we'll get into a little bit about your wrestling career. Were you a fan of wrestling growing up, or how did you get into the business of professional wrestling?
Well, here's the thing. When I was younger, I was always too big to play little league football and stuff. So I played ice hockey, and I was all-star in ice hockey. I traveled all over the country, all in Canada, playing ice hockey and stuff. And I really enjoyed it. Played it for 10 years. And I got into wrestling, amateur wrestling, when I was 7 years old. And growing up here in the Midwest, we had the AWA, and one of the local heroes here, his name was Maurice Mad Dog Vachon, and he actually got me started in the business. He used to give my dad tickets to the wrestling shows, and he used to let me, come down there, and he'd let me come in the back and meet all the guys. I would never forget it. I must have been about 9 years old, and he asked my father to bring me down, and I'm back there with Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, Nick Bockwinkel, Ray the Crippler Stevens, the Crusher, the Bruiser. The list just goes on and on and on. And I'm in total awe. I'm just a 9-year-old kid. And I was with Maurice, and he was wrestling Nick Bockwinkel at that time for the championship, and he says, "Wait right here, kid." He says, "If anybody asks you who you're with the Mad Dog." So I actually was just standing there, just watching him, and pretty soon Greg Gagne comes up to me from the High Flyers, and he says, "Son," he says, "are you okay?" He says, "You supposed to be here?" And I said, "I'm with the Mad Dog." And he says, "Oh, okay." He says, "Sorry about that." He says, "Just be safe and then take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later." And so no, I guess I grew up watching wrestling. I always wanted to be a professional hockey player, and once I got into wrestling, I became very good at the sport, and it was something that I loved to do. It was much better than a team sport, and I excelled at it. I won a couple world titles in AAU in freestyle and Greco-Roman, won a couple state titles. I finished third in the junior nationals in Cedar Falls, Iowa, out of 150-some people after losing 30 pounds in 10 days to make weight. So, I've always enjoyed the sport of wrestling itself. It's the oldest sport in the Olympics in the world, and I was just fortunate to meet Maurice and to have somebody guide me along through my career and get me started. And it's just been one good person coming into my life after another throughout my wrestling career and got me the breaks that I received. And the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, actually got me my first job with the WWF. He's the one that told Vince about me. I met him over in Austria when I was wrestling over in Germany. And then Bret the Hitman Hart actually called me over in Germany as well for me to do Tank from the South Africa Truth Commission. So it's been quite a wild ride, and I might change one or two things, but other than that, I've had a blast. It's been a great time in my life, and I can say I've been a professional wrestler my whole adult life, and not too many people can say that.
No, absolutely not. And we talk about this a lot, but in the WWE currently, there's still a lot of characters. There's some, more gimmicky type characters now. But the WWE over the past couple years with the network and more internet shows, they've kind of poked fun at the Mantaur character. Does that ever bother you at all, or do you just take it as part of the business?
It doesn't bother me at all. The wrestling business today has gone in a whole new direction than when I was a part of it in the mid-'90s. These young kids today, some of them couldn't wrestle their way out of a paper sack. They don't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. And, it's a lot of high flying, a lot of acrobatics. Nobody tells the story anymore. And you don't see big bruisers anymore on TV just going out and destroying guys. It's always top talent, wrestling top talent, and it's hard to tell a story that way. You need to build up characters, and you need to try and make some of these characters bigger than life. And I got to hand it to all the talent. I mean, it's all great talent. Don't get me wrong on television. It's just the things that they have them do sometimes, and the things that they do just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so yeah, I don't really watch it too much at all. My kids probably watch it more than I do. But yeah, I just take it all in stride. Mantaur was just a character that Vince made, and started with the bullhead, and it didn't work out, so they changed it, and they cut my hair into horns and put makeup on me, which I'm glad that they did, because wearing that big bullhead that was about 90 pounds was quite a load to be carrying around, and it wasn't too easy to get in the ring either. So I'm just glad I didn't have to travel with it on the road, that's for sure.
Yeah, now, as a member of WWE, a lot of time is spent coming up with merchandising for superstars. Obviously, with John Cena today, he's a huge draw for that. Was there ever talk of a Mantaur action figure or a T-shirt or anything like that you were aware of?
No, not that I was aware of. Naturally, when I was around, they had the little pogs and the trading cards and stuff like that. people have designed their own Mantaur wrestling action figure, which I find to be quite humorous. Some of the ones I've seen, pretty funny. Too bad Vince didn't take advantage of that, because I know there's some people out there that are making them that are selling them today. So yeah, you know what? I mean, I don't get caught up in all that politics and stuff. I mean, we all bleed the same. We're all human. We're all God's children. And, money changes some of us, and it doesn't have an effect on others. So, I just try to be myself and do my thing, and hopefully God will bless me and let me wake up tomorrow and start another day and try to make a difference in this world.
Oh, that's great to hear. And we'll just a couple more questions. I know you're a busy guy. So during your first run in WWE, you were up against some of the hugest WWE stars. Do you have a moment that stands out as your favorite as during that run?
You said Razor Ramon?
Yep.
No, I really can't. I really can't say that. Him and I, there was a little bad blood in between us. He actually literally tried to knock me out with an open hand slap in the ring after we called for one of the opening spots in the match. And we actually got a little physical in the ring and outside the ring, back in the locker room. After the match, we had some agents pulling us apart and stuff. And, to me, I really didn't care, who he was or what he was doing. I didn't care if he just came out of drug rehab and was trying to put the belt back around his waist. I was undefeated at the time and was trying to get my name over. And, I'll work with you. I'll do whatever you want to do, but it's a two-way street. It's not all about you. There's no I in team. Mm-hmm. And we're all in this together. And so, yeah, it got a little heated. I'd have to say probably some of the guys that I really, really enjoyed working with was like Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart, naturally, of course. I wrestled Owen Hart hundreds of times. I actually grew up in the business when I first started the business over in Europe in 1990, 1991. I was actually myself, Fit Finley, taught me the business. God bless him and his wife and kids. They're great. Shout out to them in Atlanta. And, Dave and I, we wrestled guys like Chris Benoit, Owen Hart, 3 or 4 nights a week just to kind of teach me the business. Mm-hmm. And so I owe learning the business to guys like Owen Hart, Dave Finley, Chris Benoit, Tony Sinclair, David Taylor, even William Regal. We all worked together over in Europe. And, that's I wish that territory was still open, because some of these guys today really could learn a lot about the actual sport of professional wrestling instead of professional entertainment. So, very sad to see that territory go. But, yeah, I really enjoyed working with Bret Hart a lot. He's a really, really down-to-earth, very, very nice gentleman. The money never affected him. Ted DiBiase gave me a lot of advice in the business. The list goes on and on. But yeah, when I was in the WWF, I really enjoyed, working with Brett and Davey Boy Smith and pretty much everybody, really. I mean, the Clique, of course, they ran things back then. So, you wanted to make sure that you didn't step on anybody's toes there, or your days were numbered. And naturally, when I got in that altercation with Razor Ramon, I knew that my days as Mantaur were just about finished.
Well, we definitely want to thank you for being on today. Busy guy. We're going to be seeing you at the New England Fan Fest 5.
Yes.
June 27th. Everybody come on out. Bring your encyclopedias. Bring your homemade Mantaur action figures. He will be there, and we can't wait to see what you've got going on with the movies coming up, and we'd love to have you back sometime.
Hey, man, it's been my pleasure. It's been great to be on here this afternoon. You all have a nice day. And listen, June 27th, Rhode Island Civic Center, New England Fan Fest. Be there, baby, because Mantaur and hundreds of other worldwide known superstars from wrestling are going to be there. And it's going to be a fun-filled afternoon on a Saturday. So what better things to do than go out and meet your favorite wrestler and get some autographs signed. So I hope everybody's going to be there. I know I will be. So be there or be square.